Hi and welcome back to my channel. It's Erica today with some paper glaze projects and using lots of stencils. Now I actually filmed this part thinking I was going to show off the ombres that are to my left, but I had so many comments on the cards that I made using this butterfly stencil. This is Soar. And I showed these two cards off in a couple of lives that I did recently. And let's have a look at that stencil again. I mean, this is just fantastic. I love this stencil. It's one of the best ones that Picket Fence have ever made. So these are the two cards that I made with the paper glazes. So I've used Daffodil Yellow, Cornflower Blue, and Ocean Poppy or Jade Vine. I think that's Jade Vine. And I've also used, of course, Black Pansy because it's a staple in my repertoire, and the lime green is called Lime Zinnia. So these are made by first slapping on the Black Pansy underneath, and the reason I do this is because I really do feel like it kind of just makes everything pop, and then I put the color on top and it really just adds all that sort of texture. And I mean, this is one of my favorite techniques ever, and we are going to look at how I finished these two cards off, and then I'm going to start from scratch and show you exactly how I did it. But you see, like this little bit here, I waited a little bit too long to take the stencil off, so it ripped a little bit, but you know, I can always cover that up with a sentiment. But for now, we are going to start by finishing this card off, and we're going to, now that the paper glaze is like completely dry, we're going to pop that stencil back into place. And the good thing about the paper glaze as well is that it has texture and dimension. So I don't actually need any more pixie spray or anything like that. But I'm going to ink blend some salvaged patina right around the body to kind of like have the light in the middle. And then we're going to do darker and darker outside to kind of bring the drama and sort of like almost have like the spotlight on the butterfly. So we're going to do salvaged patina, salty ocean, and then a little bit of chipped sapphire. And I am blending here with my life-changing blender brushes, and we're going to kind of go around almost the entire panel with the salvaged patina, and then we're going to put in some of that salty ocean and finally some of that chipped sapphire. So you'll see that the chipped sapphire kind of just boom right away kind of brings the eye in, because it's just natural that the eye will be drawn to like the lightest part on a project. So here I'm holding down the antenna because the pixie spray, I've run out now. So I'm having to hold them down and be very, very careful how I'm ink blending and adding color here. So I'm using some different techniques to what I usually do. I usually go in circles, but here I'm kind of dragging the color in a little bit, that like up and down almost, to try to make sure that I still get the shape of the antenna there. So as you can see, kind of just smoothing it over. And then we're going to go in with more chipped sapphire here and just kind of like do what we did at the bottom there. And then I'm going to be going over these colors with the brushes to even out the blend, because right now you can see it's not overly smooth, but we're going to fix that by just blending, and then it will look fantastic in the end. So one of the things as well that I wanted to kind of mention is that the ink will go on top of your paper glaze, but I will show you later on how easy it is to clean that off. And but in the meantime, we're just gonna finish off here, and you can see that I'm kind of like throwing my brushes around and jibber jabbering away, because I thought actually I was going to be using this, and I did chit chat to myself as I was filming it. I clearly had no control over my hands whatsoever. But here is the cleaning up part. So you can see I'm just taking like my old kitchen towel, which is, I should start calling it a craft towel. And I'm just gently cleaning off the areas of paper glaze that has got some ink on them. And it will just clean up really, really well. No problems whatsoever. So you don't need to worry about sort of keeping that off. But now we are going to go in, and on here I have got a big piece of paper. Like this is an 8.5 by 11 inch sheet of Nina 110 cardstock. And here is one that I did right before. So you can see here I've gone in like really heavy with the black pansy. There's some golden rose in there. There's some fern green. There is leaf green. Maybe it's just lime zinnia. We also have some ocean poppy and also the turquoise in the latest, or one of the latest ombre families. So this one is called Fall Fashion, and it has a fantastic dark teal color in it. But now here I decided I'm going to go big, and so I just basically grabbed like half a jar of black pansy. Not quite, but I really wanted to go in like heavy, and we're going to cover the entire thing. And because of the lack of pixie spray on the antenna, we're going to go very carefully over here. But I really do think that it worked really well because they actually stay down. So that's another thing. And then we're going to just scrape off a little bit on the excess on the top there. And then we're going to go in with the colors. So first off is, this is Ocean Poppy. I thought it was Jade Vine, but this is Ocean Poppy. And it is a fantastic color. I love this one. Oh my goodness. It just makes my creativity and my color loving heart happy. So okay, we're gonna try to rein it in and keep it somewhat professional. I know, silly, right? So this is the color that I was talking about. That is from the Fall Fashion ombre color, and it is like a teal, and it has a little bit of a sparkle to it as well, so that's fun. And you can see here I am not being careful whatsoever. We are just going to basically slap that paper glaze down and get color and texture on there. And I must say, this golden rose, oh my gosh, okay, it works with every single color in the rest of the paper glaze family. Like, add a little bit of this to whatever color you're using, bam, instant glam. Oh, that rhymed. Okay, that's gonna be my new catchphrase. Bam, instant glam, but on paper, because you know, makeup, blah, no. So this is a lime zinnia, and you can see on the level of my pot there that even though this is a relatively new color, I love it and I use it a lot, and I even slapped on some that in a place where it shouldn't have been. But I decided to just, instead of trying to fix it, we are just going to add a little bit on the other side as well, and then carry on slapping it down. So the last color we're going to put on here, you might think that I was going to use the green that was on the top laid out there, but then I decided, no, you know what, we're going to add some yellow, because this yellow it's so yellow. I mean, I know that sounds stupid, but it's like so bright and happy. So I'm the type of person that I can't really wear yellow unless I'm really tanned, because it just makes me look sick, like jaundiced sick. Like I'm hovering on the death's door. It's ridiculous. But this yellow makes me happy. So happy. Oh! But now that we have color in all the places on our butterfly, we're going to remove this and go, ooh! Right? Because, I mean, look at that. Oh! And then, to make sure that we don't waste any of the paper glaze that is left on the stencil, because let's face it, there is a lot of it. We're going to take a piece of cardstock and or a card panel actually, and we're going to just print that, and you can see that I've gone and done that on the previous one as well. So I've got two big fabulous actual paper glaze projects, and then I have two prints. So on this one here, oh sorry, actually no, this is going to be left to dry, but I did notice that I had some of the paper glaze left on my spatulas, and I didn't want to put this back in because they had gotten a little bit contaminated from the black pansy, but not enough so that it's sort of like not usable. So we're going to scrape this off on another piece of cardstock, and then we're going to use this for something else. I don't know what yet, but it will probably come in handy because it is so fabulous. So that's how we roll, faux show, because you don't want to waste any of that yumminess, do you? So then with all the panels dry and ready to be decorated, it was time to stamp and die cut, and you will notice on one of them that there is a blue hello, but yeah, that wasn't working for me at all. So I actually ended up removing that, damaging the panel a little bit and having to fix it. But okay, now with the time lapse done, we're just gonna have a quick look at these cards, and then I will let you go so you can go play with your own paper glazes. So these are the two cards that kind of kick this whole thing off. You've already seen these, right? So we'll just move on. And these are two of the prints that actually came from just printing what was left on the stencil. So there's nothing else added. I just literally took the stencil off, slapped it on another piece of cardstock, and this is what came out. So you can see here that this one is from this one. So the colors are basically like the opposite. And here, no. So this is this one from here. So it obviously has a little bit more because I did slap that on quite a lot. Now this one I am going to keep and frame because I think it's just spectacular the way it is. And the rest of these will probably be sent off to some people. Now, if you notice in the time lapse as well, I'm using these word topper dies, and they are super, super fun. They come in so many different sentiments and ways. And so I have here 4 of them. So I love your face. This is a paper hug. Congratulations and hello. The super smart thing about these is that they obviously have this little space down below here, right? And this stamp scent is called Word Topper Dies Subtitles. So you take your word topper die cut, and then you can stamp whatever, like all of these fit inside of here. Genius, right? So yeah. So I made a few of those. So we have congratulations, at last, you finally finished. Hello, this is a hug on paper wrapped up with kisses. And then I love your face, you make me happy. This is probably my favorite out of all of them, I would say. Not just the sentiment, but the make. Or maybe that one. I mean, the colors are very similar, but you know, it's a winning combination, wasn't it? So I put this on, and this is a word die that is actually discontinued, but I had this already made, and I just thought the white worked so much better with all this white. I was toying with the idea of ink blending around here, just kind of covering up some of the white, but then I thought, well, I've gone really heavy with black here, so let's do, like, keep it white on this one, just to kind of shake up my box or push me outside of my box. Comfort zone? Oh well, you get my meaning, I hope. So these are the ones. So now I really hope that you will be inspired enough to try this yourself, because it really is so much fun. And just one last thing, I want to point out just how important it is to pop your stencil in water as soon as you've finished. So you can, I mean, from the video, hopefully you saw that how covered the stencil was. But because I popped it in water right away and then cleaned it off, I actually left it overnight and then just cleaned it off. You can see that, yeah, it's not clean, but it certainly isn't as covered as it once was. So that's that top tip of the day. Now, if you make something, I would love it if you would tag me on social media. You can find me over on Instagram and on Facebook. So I will drop all that down in the description box along with some affiliate links. So if you shop using my links, thank you so much. It doesn't cost you anything at all, but it helps me keep all this shenanigans running and paying for things like stupid blog hosting? Technological stuff that I am super unfamiliar with, but unfortunately is necessary. So thank you again so much for that, and I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you soon again for more.